All right, so today we're going to unpack this whole world of API monetization. We're diving deep into how developers can actually make money, real money, from these software tools they create.
Right.
And we've got this visual map. It's almost like a blueprint laying it all out for us.
It is. It's a fascinating look under the hood, kind of, if you will, of the tech world.
Yeah.
To see how information and more importantly, how those revenue streams are structured.
Oh, yeah. Cash is king.
Absolutely.
And even just glancing at this thing, there are some terms that really jump out. Custom GPT, which immediately makes me think, okay, specialized AI, potentially very profitable. Then there's Zuplo, just kind of hanging out down here near payments.
Right.
It's our moneymaker.
Okay.
And of course, no tech map would be complete without OpenAI. So what's your take on just those highlights when you first see this thing?
It's like we're piecing together a puzzle here, right? So custom GPT does suggest, a lucrative area. The ability to tailor powerful AI to specific needs. That's huge right now.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right to hone in on Zuplo because it's a platform that's specifically designed for API management and monetization.
Okay.
So that connection to payments is key.
So we're not just talking about building cool tech.
Right.
We're talking about building cool tech in a way that actually makes you money.
Exactly. Yeah. This map seems to be illustrating the ecosystem of tools and strategies developers are using to do just that.
Okay, so for those who might be wondering if they accidentally tuned into a developer podcast,
Sure.
how would you explain the core concepts at play here, APIs and their monetization?
Okay, so simply put, APIs are how different software systems talk to each other.
Okay.
Imagine a digital waiter, if you will.
Okay.
You make a request, let's say, I need data on weather patterns, or please process this payment.
Right.
And the API goes and fetches it for you.
Okay. So
Monetizing that is how developers get paid when others use their APIs.
okay.
So you're turning those requests into revenue.
So it's like building a bridge that other people or other pieces of software, I guess, find valuable enough to pay for access.
Exactly.
And in this case, it might be access to data, functionality, maybe even AI capabilities.
Precisely. And this map, it seems to be outlining the various ways developers are designing those bridges and collecting those tolls.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets really interesting because our map isn't just showing us what, but also how.
Yes.
So let's trace the flow of money here.
Okay.
We start with the user because someone's got to be opening their digital wallet for this whole thing to work.
Right.
What are they paying for and how does that money travel through this system? Okay, so we've got our user ready to spend some of their hard-earned cash.
Right.
But what are they actually getting for it?
That's where these different monetization models come in.
Okay.
So we see subscriptions highlighted.
Right.
Think Netflix for software.
Okay.
Pay a recurring fee for access.
Makes sense.
Then there's pay as you go.
Okay.
Which is more like cloud storage. You pay for what you use.
Okay, so like Dropbox or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're only paying for the storage that you're actually using.
Got it. Got it. And then there's Stripe just kind of looming large over here.
Right.
Which tells me this is serious business. I mean, Stripe they don't mess around with small-time operations.
Exactly. Seeing Stripe here signals that API monetization, it's no longer some niche experiment.
Right.
This is a legitimate, robust revenue stream with major players backing it up.
That's got to be music to a developer's ears.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, our map is peppered with tech terms, too.
Sure.
We've got Python, we've got OpenAI, LangChain, these things.
Right.
If you're not a coder, these might sound a bit like ingredients for a magic spell.
Yeah.
But they're actually the building blocks of these profitable APIs.
Yeah.
So can you break it down for us? Like, what are these things actually doing?
Think of it this way. Python is the language that you use to write the API's code.
Oh.
So it's like laying the foundation for a house.
Okay.
OpenAI provides these powerful AI models
Right.
that you can then plug into that code.
Okay.
It's like bringing in the electricity, right?
Yeah, okay.
To sort of power up your creation.
Okay.
And then LangChain acts as a kind of toolkit.
Okay.
It provides pre-built components and workflows that can speed up the development process significantly.
So instead of hammering nails,
Yeah.
developers are assembling these powerful components using Python as their instructions.
Right.
And OpenAI as the raw power source.
Yeah, you got it.
And then LangChain is like, all right, here's some prefabbed walls for you.
Yeah, pre-built modules for common tasks, exactly.
Okay, cool.
It really streamlines the whole thing.
But there's more to it than just the flashy tech, right?
Right.
I'm noticing some less glamorous terms too. Like down here, we got documentation, we got authentication, rate limit flow.
Important, yeah.
They might not sound as exciting, but they seem pretty important.
Yeah, they're critical.
What's the story with these elements like documentation, authentication, and rate limit flow? They're kind of like the unsung heroes of the API world, aren't they?
They are. They're absolutely essential, but it's easy to overlook them.
Yeah, it's like you could build the most incredible software tool out there, but if it's impossible to understand if no one can use it.
Exactly.
It's like going to a restaurant and trying to order something off a menu, but it's written in a language you've never even seen before,
100%.
No matter how good the food is.
Right.
You're probably walking out.
You're out of there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where documentation comes in, right?
Okay.
It's the instruction manual
Right.
that makes your API accessible to other developers.
Yeah.
Clear, concise documentation that is crucial for adoption and for integration.
So good documentation equals more people using your API.
Exactly.
Which, if you're trying to monetize this thing,
Right.
means potentially more revenue.
Exactly, 100%.
Okay, cool.
And then we have authentication,
Okay.
which is basically just making sure that only authorized users can access your API.
All right.
This is absolutely critical for security, especially when you're dealing with things like payments and sensitive data.
Right. Got to keep that stuff safe.
Absolutely.
So it's like the lock on the door
It is, yeah.
of your API. Keep the bad guys out.
Exactly.
Keep the good guys in.
Get the right people doing the right things.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then rate limit flow. It might sound a little complex,
Yeah.
but it's simply about preventing abuse and managing traffic.
Okay.
It ensures that your API can handle the load and continues to function smoothly for everyone,
Got it.
especially those paying customers.
So if your API suddenly blows up and gets super popular, rate limit flow is kind of what makes sure it doesn't just crash under the weight of all those requests.
Yeah, it keeps things running smoothly.
Okay.
Ensures a positive experience for all users.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's funny, looking at this map
Yeah.
and seeing how all these pieces kind of fit together, it really highlights how, even without being a programmer myself, just understanding these concepts is valuable,
Oh, absolutely.
It's like having this peek behind the curtain of how the digital world works, how business is done, and what these tools actually do.
Yeah, this map really showcases how interconnected and specialized the tech world is.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, how much collaboration is really involved.
Oh, for sure.
And what's really exciting is that the barrier to entry for creating and monetizing APIs is lower than ever.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow. So it's not just about the tech, it's also about, like you said, the business strategy behind it.
It is, yeah.
How do we actually make money from this?
Yeah, the design considerations. How do you make this thing usable?
Right.
How do you make it,
So
that people actually want to pay you to use it?
Yeah. We've journeyed from, like we said, decoding this visual map, this blueprint-looking thing, to understanding how all these individual components, these little lines and boxes, translate to real-world applications, potentially serious revenue streams.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know about you, but it blows my mind a little bit.
Oh, it's fascinating stuff. It really is.
It makes you think, like, what could you build with these tools?
Right.
What problem could your own custom GPT solve?
The possibilities are truly endless.
The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Yeah.
That's kind of the beauty of it, though, right?
It is.
This constant innovation, this constant evolution of the tech landscape.
Yeah, it's moving so fast.
It really is. There's always something new to learn, new to explore. Always.
And new ways to potentially make money. So
that's right.
There you have it, folks. That is API monetization.
In a nutshell.
From soup to nuts.
There you go.
We'll catch you next time.